Hello everyone, this is Kevin Johnson, and the Charlotte Build Committee has been working super hard to ensure that this event is going to be first class, absolutely fantastic. And you, if you're seeing this video, then you are one of the speakers who's been invited to be one of our powerful members that's going to be on stage and it's going to wow the crowd. Right now, we've already got hundreds of tickets sold, and we're working on building it out more and more. We still have almost a month away, so we're really expecting somewhere between, well, let's just say our goal is to get 1,000 people in this room. So we want you, along with everyone else, to just absolutely wow the crowd. We want everyone to just get in there and knock it out of the ballpark. We want people walking out of that meeting saying, I want to know that person, which is you. And we also want them walking away saying, when are you going to do this next? So we're all part of this engagement, we're all part of this big event, and we have attached to this email that you just got. Attached to this email, you'll see that there's a document, and what it is, this is a collection of best practices that we put together. A lot of them are best practices that I've got from speaking coaches that I've worked with over the years. So a couple of things that I do want to point out from this, and you can look at the document. I'm not going to read the document to you because I know you are better than that. So what I really want to point out is at the very beginning of the document, there's an E3 strategy that works for, and you can use this for your own social media content, your YouTube content, anything like that. So the E3 strategy is this. When you're putting together your presentation, when you are putting together content that you want to just get on stage and absolutely rock it, you want to be able to check the box on E3, each one of these things, and say, I got it, I'm good. And part of it's going to be your content, and part of it is going to be you. So here's the thing, educate. This is the first and foremost thing that we are putting Build together on. Like, this is the foundation, is that we want to educate absolutely every person that comes into this meeting. We're educating them, we're giving them content. We have no sales pitches from stage. If you want to absolutely go in there and rock it, and you want people to ask you questions later, if you want to have them contact you later, do it. We want that to happen. But when you think about educate, what is it? What are 3, 5, 10 things that these attendees will be able to walk away and implement? What is it that they can do when they get home that is going to improve their business, create less stress, maybe move their price point? What is it that they can do? What is it they can do to fill their pipeline with real estate leads that are going to help them get to the closing table more often? That's really what we're after. So E3, educate, is number 1. Entertainment is number 2. So when you get up there, think about it. Entertainment is all about you. You might be able to do some of this with the slides, maybe 80 or 80-20, but a lot of the entertainment piece of things is going to be you. So when you think about how you deliver it, I mean, we've all been there, we've all been to meetings, and we know when we see someone that just keeps people's attention. And it could be you do that through your animation, through how you use your voice. When I went to a speaking coach in the past, he had 8 different things that he had any of his people work on. And those 8 things are how you use your voice. And I'm not going to go over all of them, but your eye contact, how you use your voice, how you move around, how you use your hands, all these things. In fact, this might even be one of the pieces of content that one of the other speakers is going to deliver. So then we get to the other piece, which is engagement. So when you're putting together your presentation or your speech, your talk, think about your engagement. How do you get people to think? How do you get people to maybe answer questions? How do you get them to get engaged with your content? So if you can check the box on all 3 of those before you walk on stage, we just know you're absolutely going to get up there and rock it. So here's another thing. When it comes to the actual, if you're going to use a slide deck, we're going to have, and you'll see this in the document, but one thing I want to point out with the slide deck is that you want to make sure that you're not putting up your script for your presentation. Oftentimes, just a picture is all that's needed. Have you heard the phrase, a picture's worth 10,000 words? It used to be 1,000, but now it might be a picture's worth 10,000 words. You might be able to put one image on the screen, and that could be your entire talking point for 2 or 3, 4 or 5 minutes. So think about using more imagery and less words, and use them as talking points, because people want to hear from you, not necessarily read, because when they're reading a slide, they're not watching you. They're not listening to you. So keep that to a minimum. I'm not saying don't do it, because if you have like a really great AI prompt, or if you have a really great, you want them to take a picture of a social media page that is a best practice, then absolutely do that, because you want them to take a picture of that. That's awesome. So one other point that I'll make when it comes to the slides is, when I've built slide presentations in the past, usually I will use about one slide for every 2 to 3 minutes. You may use a little bit more, you may use a little bit less, but think about that. So if you're going to be on stage for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, think about how many slides you'd have, because for some of you, you might only have 5 slides. That might be it. So think about how many slides you'll have, because you don't want to get rushed. We want to hear from you. We want to have the content that's coming from you. You're the expert. That's why we've asked you to be on stage. So the last piece is, look at the document that you see and go through it, because again, we want you to get up there and absolutely rock it. We want you to get up there and people to say, I want to know that person, which is you. Then the last piece of this is, if you have questions, if you have comments, or you have anything, preparing for being one of our great speakers and presenters at the Charlotte Build 24 event, then reach out. Let us know. Shelly, Craig, myself, Deb, any of us would be happy to answer your questions. And the last and most important thing, ask people to show up. Ask people to be there. You want your friends, your family, your whoever to see you on stage. Make sure your colleagues, whether it's somebody who's already with EXP, or if it's somebody who you want to join EXP, or it's just people you normally work with on a day-to-day basis. We have people right now they're bringing their mom. So when you're thinking about attending and doing all this work, make sure you invite the people who you want to see you on stage. So again, if you have any questions, if you have any comments or anything else, feel free to reach out. But we're looking forward to seeing you September 11th and 12th, and we want to see you on stage and see you absolutely crush it.